Prime Minister is visiting his constituency today. Prime Minister Modi will hold a roadshow in Varanasi this afternoon, crisscrossing across the city, starting from the Banaras Hindu University. The Congress, meanwhile, has decided to field Ajay Rai, a five-time MLA from the state, against Prime Minister Modi. While the Prime Minister commands a lot of popularity, the SP and BSP combined has caused quite a flutter in the state, and it's definitely tall ask for the BJP to repeat the near clean sweep that it achieved in 2014. Joining us to discuss about this and the political environment in Uttar Pradesh is Shahid Siddiqui, former Rajya Sabha MP and editor of Nayi Duniya. Mr. Siddiqui, thank you so much for joining us today. Let me begin by asking you about the overall situation in UP. We did see the BJP perform extremely well, almost a clean sweep with 71 seats in 2014. Now it's against a formidable alliance with the SP and the BSP. How do you think the contest is positioned?
You see, 2019 is not 2014. Things have changed a lot. Modi is still very popular, but Yogi is not. In 2014, people were angry with Akhilesh government. They wanted to vote against Samajwadi Party and Akhilesh. In 2014, people wanted to vote out Congress. They wanted to vote against Manmohan Singh government. Now Manmohan Singh government is not there. So that anti-sentiment, strong anti-sentiment against the governments is missing this time, number one. Number two, the sweep for Prime Minister Modi is not that strong. I'll agree that Modi is still the most popular leader all over the North India, especially in UP, no doubt about that. But that sweep is not there. And the third most important factor is that the alliance, the arithmetic of the alliance, the arithmetic of the social coalition. It's not just a coalition of Samajwadi Party and Bahujan Samaj Party. It's not a coalition of two leaders. It's a coalition of the, most, marginalized sections of the society on the ground. And they always work together. They were the forces. When they came together, they made Congress formidable in Uttar Pradesh. And when they come together, they make any party formidable. So it's Dalit, Muslim and sections of backward, including Yadavs, who combine and bring about nearly 50% of the voters in more than 50 seats of Uttar Pradesh and more than 40% in all the 80 seats of Uttar Pradesh. These three castes coming together are more than 40% in all the 80 seats of UP. So now the things have changed and we are seeing the results in the first three phases, that the dominance of the Gathbandhan is there, but things will change now onwards, because now you will enter an area where the upper caste also has the upper hand, and secondly Congress has influence and it will be cutting into the Gathbandhan vote.
Okay, that's exactly the point I was coming to, Mr. Siddiqui. Point taken about the fact that the SP and the BSP coming together, the RLD coming together, has put together a fairly formidable alliance. Where does this leave the Congress? Will the Congress end up splitting the opposition vote? And what is their broader game plan, you think?
No, fortunately for the opposition and unfortunately for Congress, it won't really cut much ice with the voters this time, because it's not that there is not quite a big section of voters who would like to vote Congress, but they realize that voting Congress will be a waste. And people have become much more conscious because of the information revolution, because of the telephones. People are able to in touch with different areas. UP is huge. UP is like a huge country. So earlier it was not possible for people in the East UP to understand what's happening in West UP and West UP, even from district to district. Things change. This side of the Ganges and that side of the Ganges voted differently, but that's not happening now. People are much more aware of what is happening around them, and as such Congress is not going to cut much ice except in some seats of the Awadh. Awadh is the region where you have Amethi, Raebareli, Lucknow, Kanpur. This region is where Congress will be cutting into the Gathbandhan vote, and that's why I said that this region may do well for BJP, because that's where Gathbandhan will be facing the Congress it will be triangular. In the Awadh region and sections of parts of eastern UP, it will be a triangular contest. But in the first three phases, it was bipolar election. Congress was nowhere in the scene. They were not able to even cut into the votes which they did earlier in places like Saharanpur, where they got nearly 4 lakh votes because of the polarization through the candidate who was seen as extreme Muslim candidate, who was talking in terms of attacking Modi, and his name is Imran Masood. But this time my report from Saharanpur is that he will end up with less than 1 lakh of votes. So not much, BJP, Congress has not been able to do much in first three phases. Now we have to see in the fourth, fifth phase what they are able to achieve.
Okay. Another interesting point, Mr. Siddiqui, and this is about, it's also, UP is also full of personalities. Mayawati just tweeted just a short while ago saying, why is BJP and company repeatedly insulting masses by claiming that the opposition lack leadership for the post of Prime Minister? My question is, and this is a question on leadership, do you think Mayawati fancies her chances as the Prime Minister if, in the event of a hung parliament, in the event the BJP does not muster up the numbers?
Mayawati plays her cards very, very cleverly. She has learned the art from Kashi Ramji, and I worked very closely with Kashi Ram. He was a, moving computer. He understood every area of the country, the caste divisions, and a lot of other things. So he is playing for high stakes. He knows that he may not be the choice for a prime minister, but then she can, if she, works for that position, he may become the deputy prime minister in either of the two alliances. So I'll not be surprised that she plays her card this way or that way, but that will all depend on the arithmetic and the number of seats both the NDA gets or the opposition Gathbandhan gets.
Okay, so you're saying something interesting. You're actually saying that the SP would not be opposed to the idea of aligning with the NDA if the numbers require it.
If the numbers are required and her conditions are met, she won't take anything less than deputy prime minister. That's what I feel, and I have worked with her also. I was the general secretary of BSP. I know her mindset. In 2008, she played her cards to be the prime minister when they tried to bring down the Manmohan Singh government with the help of the opposition. And at that point, she wanted to be the first Dalit woman prime minister of India, and that's what her ambition is all along. She doesn't beat around the bush. She doesn't make any bones about it. Her ambitions are very, very clear, very transparent.
Appreciate your time, Shahid Siddiqui. Thank you so much indeed for joining us with that interesting perspective. Shahid Siddiqui joining us from New Delhi on the political situation in Uttar Pradesh.